coming off a spectacular win with William Zepeda over Giovanni Cabrera. So, talk to me. How was the performance? What you thought about the performance?
A horrible first round, like we knew it was going to be. Man, probably the most awkward fighter that I've ever faced since the amateur days. Facing guys from Uzbekistan and that type of, that they make it awkward. Um, but yeah, very, very, very awkward style. But I think after the second round, William was able to dominate, was able to stick to or change up the game plan a little bit, and was able to get that knockout win.
So, what kind of a statement and what kind of a win do you think this is for you and your team in Zepeda?
I mean, it all depends what type of boxing fan they are. You got boxing fans that are gonna tell you, Giovanni, or he don't know how to fight or whatever. And then you got guys who say, man, that's a pretty big statement. He's never been knocked out. He's faced 7 undefeated fighters. He's and his only loss is to Pitbull Cruz. So it all depends what type of fans are looking at it. In my personal experience, man, I'm blessed, and I think we did a good job. And like I said, he's faced other undefeated fighters, maybe prospects, whatever you want to call them, but he was able to get the job done. And this time, on the other hand, we were able to get the job done.
Right, right. So, I mean, obviously, as a coach, normally you guys have an opponent that will set something up for probably your next opponent. Maybe if it's a southpaw, you looking for another southpaw. Those things in that nature. Um, as far as a coach is concerned, what would you have to say that you think that Zepeda has improved in his game? What you have seen?
Well, he was patient. He was able to be patient. Now that we had a different fighter that we've never had in front of us before, we've had fighters that come forward but compact, whatever, or fighters who try to outbox but just have a nice jab, have different things. This was just a fighter that made us be patient, that made us think before. If you notice, William didn't throw as much as punches as he normally throws because he was more patient. He was more cautious, knowing that Giovanni's upper, comes from the bottom of his knee to up to the chest or whatever. So I think William learned in this fight to be patient, and the patience helped him win by knockout.
Mm. Yeah, Zav Judah went to the show. He said that he likes Zepeda. He said
Yeah,
he's
no, man.
relentless.
I was glad to see him. He was one of my favorite fighters. Sab's one of my favorite fighters. When I was walking to the ring, I seen him and I was, "What's up, Sab?" And after that, he looked at me and went like that. Those are man, our legends in the sport, and to be able to have them, give you the thumbs up, man, that's a blessing.
What do you see in William Zepeda's future?
Man, if he just continues to stay humble, if he continues to stay working, if he continues to stay dedicated, there's a lot of future for him, man. I think he's probably one of Mexico's big next superstars. Just his style of fighting, just the Salvador Sanchez type style, the look-alike, the things, but he has to maintain humble. He has to maintain himself in a position where he's doing as now, with even 31 fights, man. He just listens. He's a guy that now he's on vacation in Chicago, and I seen him running this morning, certain things, and I have to get on him. But like my dad says, you can't take the instinct away from him because that's what's got him here so far. So just a bright future for him.
What's the fight that you want to see him up there?
I just want to see him in a world title fight, man. I just think he deserves it. I think if anyone deserves um, an opportunity, man, it's William Zepeda. Whichever fight, I think the fight that's probably going to happen is the WBO. Just being realistic, about it. That's probably the fight that's going to happen. According to what his promoter and co-promoters are talking about. It's that is that they see the fight with Gervonta and Lomachenko playing out. Shakur not being with Top Rank anymore, not knowing if they're able to pay that much money, or whatever he's asking for, and so that's a fight that I think that's probably the most realistic fight now.
Okay, and Barichek holds that WBO.
Yeah, so Barichek is a fight that I think it's more. I don't know who he's signed with. I don't know if he's with who I don't know who he signed with.
He's probably with Top Rank
I don't know if he signed with Top Rank or they signed him for that fight.
or just
You
that
know,
fight, possibly. Yeah.
after that fight, but I thought he was. I don't know. Somebody I heard maybe Demetrius Salita or something like that. So I know Demetrius Salita is someone that's easy to work with. You know, he's someone that we worked with in the past with Subriel Matias, with Ergachev. So he's just easier. He's easier to work with. So I'm letting William enjoy his vacation. His son's going to be born next month in Chicago. So we'll get on that as soon as he gets back.
Well, a name obviously that's circling around is obviously Shakur Stevenson. He just had a performance. Um, what do you think about his performance with Artem?
People, man, just I don't know. To me, Shakur Stevenson, I've always said it, and I'll say it on here. He's probably one of the most brightest boxers of this day, man, of this day and era. He's not a fighter that gets hit. But then again, I mean, we have to ask: have there been an opponent in front of him that has been really willing to come to fight like Oscar Valdez? Maybe. But Shakur is just smart, man. He's just a smart fighter. Not everyone has to like his style. Not everyone has. He doesn't. It's not crowd pleasing. So people, get on him and things like that. But at the end of the day, boxing is about winning, man. It's about winning, and he doesn't care to put on a show for people. He cares about winning. He cares about him. He wants to retire like Andre Ward, with all his senses. He wants to retire that way, and I respect him, and I'm always going to respect Shakur Stevenson because he's done a lot in the sport, man.
What do you think about people saying that as far as entertainment is concerned, as far as he is a high level fighter, and the guy that he was in front of, he was just classes ahead of him. Why wasn't he able to stop him? Was because he was scared? Do you think he was scared of the not throwing combinations?
Not scared. I mean, just people just don't have the power. Sometimes people just don't have power to stop people, man. I have a fighter who was an incredible fighter, probably one of the best fighters that ever gave Bam Rodriguez his toughest win. Israel Gonzalez. We were there all night. We fought Bam like nobody else. He wasn't able to do things. But Israel just doesn't have that pop. He just doesn't have that thing where a fighter's going to respect him. And Shakur maybe just doesn't have that at 135. You know what I'm saying? Um, maybe he just doesn't. But like I said, at the end of the day, he's there to win. He's there to put on a show, and not everybody. I mean, at this level, like I said, at this level, people don't like that. And you have to respect everybody's opinion, and you have to respect Shakur's style of fighting. Either that, or don't go to his shows and don't watch him.
Right. So what do you think about everybody wanting him to fight William Zepeda? And you know, what do you think about him resigning? Actually going to the zone. To get that fight.
Then I mean, then it's something they can work out. Then, right? I don't know if he's going there. You know, first time I hear something like that, I don't know who he's going with, but I mean, then who's he going with to the zone? I don't with Matchroom maybe.
Of course, yeah. I mean, Eddie said that he will be at the Boots fight to have a conversation with him, um, and obviously, Shakur Stevens is exploring his options with one fight deals.
Then there you go. Then it's probably a fight that can probably happen since Oscar and Matchroom have done work before, and they can both come to an economic understanding.
Now, you know, you guys were so how does that fight? What type of fight is that? A Shakur Stevenson and William Cepeda fight?
Shakur's my boy, man. But I have to tell you, I'm here to win. I know Wally's here to win. I know Shakur's here to win. It's gonna be, I mean, just the guy with a high ass IQ level in a fight, and another guy trying to come and beat his ass. You know what I'm saying? So whoever's strategy plans out or plays out better will be the winner that night.
You think
I can
Will?
guarantee. I'm gonna guarantee you one thing. They can say it all the time. He has never ever in his life faced somebody like William Cepeda. But I'm going to tell you one thing: we have never ever in our life have faced the Shakur Stevenson.
Right. It going the distance. Who does that favor?
It's going to favor, of course, it's going to favor Shakur Stevenson. You know what I'm saying? If that goes the distance, but I mean, Williams' job is to try not to let it go the distance. You know what I'm saying?
Right, right. Um, as far as that being a big fight, you know what I mean, for Shakur and for you guys, would you guys believe that that's a big fight? Is it a possible pay-per-view fight? What type of fight do you think that is?
I mean, well, let's be honest. That's what I sat down with Golden Boy the other day, and I told him, "So what? Shakur next?" And this was his words. He says, this was Golden Boy's words, and they said, no, because who's gonna sell is named William Zepeda. So we need to know, we need to have the I don't whatever they say, that they believe the seller is William Zepeda. That's gonna sell the show. So I mean, that's just their philosophy. That's the way they think, and like at the end of the day, we're signed under them, and we have to, you know. All I said was, man, all I ask you for is just a world title.
Right. Where do you think that fight would be held?
I mean, we would like Vegas, Texas, California. I would like it. I'm at the end of the day. If it's if it's the Ukrainian, he's the world champion. If it's with Shakur, he's the world champion. You know, if it's with Loma, he's the world champion. So we have to see what their promoters say.
Right. Um, as far as you guys were
Oh, Tank too, because people are gonna say, "Oh no, he didn't mention Tank's name. He didn't mention Tank. If it's Tank, we have to fight where Tank says. We know that Tank is the draw attention. He's the one. He's the monster at that weight division. So but I don't want people. He mentioned everybody's name except Tank. So I got to be aware of what I
clear,
say, man.
clear. Yep, 100%. So, that being said, there's rumors circulating that Tank will be fighting Lomachenko next. You
That's
guys
what I
were
heard.
entitled.
It's more of a huge possibility that Tank fights Lomachenko.
Huge, huge. Yeah, exactly. Everyone's talking about it, from Bob Arum to Eddie Hearn, everyone, right? So, I mean, how does that feel, knowing that like you guys are that close to getting that Lomachenko fight? Because I know last time we talked, you guys were the mandatory.
We're the mandatory for every single one of the governing bodies. So, I'm believing in all of them. We've done our job. We're here. So somebody needs to call us.
Right.
William said it in his last fight. I've done my homework. Now it's time for Oscar De La Hoya to do his homework.
Mm, that's heavy. That's heavy. So, what do you think about that fight? What do you think about Tank and Lomachenko?
Lomachenko beats the shit out of him for 9 rounds and then just gets caught with something ugly and goes to bed.
Mm, wow.
Tank,
It's gonna be
Tank is a monster, boy. Tank, telling you. People think, oh, he's losing rounds, he's losing rounds, he's losing rounds. I'm telling you, he's gaining rounds.